Good morning, man. I'm on the struggle bus today here. I just shot this video and I didn't have my mic turned on. So that was awesome. So anyway, I'm going to try it again here. I wanted to talk today just a little bit about what we are doing as cardio or, improving our cardiovascular fitness in relation to our kettlebell training. And if you're coming from a hardstyle background and you're coming into Levi's Hard to Kill training, whether that's through the basic membership website option, or if it's through unique programming where um, you're working directly with me. As stated previously, the membership option allows you to have access to all kinds of templates, but you still have to make the adjustments, whether that's increased pacing to match the loading that you have available, or decreasing your pacing, or adjusting rest periods again based on what you have available. But the big hang up then is for a lot of people that have the basic membership, because if you're buying unique programming, I'm going to be making the adjustments for you. But the big hang up then is people coming from that hardstyle background where you're switching every 5 reps or 10 reps, or you're setting the bells down. And if that's what you enjoy doing, then this isn't to throw shade anywhere. But to go from that sort of formatting into what I like to do and how I program, um, the base level fitness just isn't high enough. And we have convinced ourselves through marketing and through whatever that the kettlebell eliminates the need for cardio and it eliminates the need for strength training. And I think if a person is preparing to compete in an event, they understand that they need that cardiovascular base. They need to do some extra road work, and some extra strength training, because a 10-minute set is brutal, a half-hour set is brutal, and you have to make sure that you're checking off, strength training and cardiovascular training as well. It's the generalist that is somebody that comes up short, in my opinion. And as someone who's no longer competing, I absolutely consider myself a generalist. And so I have to be very intentional with how I'm doing my training as well. So I use burpees. I was reintroduced to burpees when I was very heavy from Ross Enamite, and that was the number one exercise that I used to take the excess body fat off. And I've just really never stopped doing them. And when I first started doing them as a much larger, heavier, and weaker individual, absolutely brutal. I hated them, but I learned to love and appreciate them, and so I continue to do them now. But because of a nagging injury that I've got, and it will be repaired here next month, but in the meantime, I have to modify how I do them, and I'm sure you've seen my videos, but I use 2 kettlebells to do my push-ups on, and I kick my feet back to a box, either 12 inches or 16 inches, depending where I am at in my gym. And this allows me to um, modify the knee flexion involved in getting up. So if I go all the way down to the floor, um, I just can't bend my knee right now to the point to where I'm going to stand up quickly. And so elevating my hands, my feet allows me to get a full push-up in, and it allows me to manipulate the knee flexion that is needed for me to actually stand up. And so another net positive for me, in my opinion, is because I take away some of the range of motion in that the lower body needs, or by raising your hands and your feet. The kettlebell is 11 inches, the back feet are 12 inches or 16 inches. I'm able to move quicker. So I get the same amount of push-ups in, or same range of motion for push-ups, or even a little bit deeper range of motion if my feet are higher. It's negligible, but a little bit. I'm able to move much quicker because I don't have that lower body range of motion I have to deal with. And so I can get more push-ups in, or I can move faster. And so whether I'm doing paced burpees, or I'm doing, 1 every 5 seconds, or 2 every 10 seconds, or 3 every 15, whatever. That's 12 a minute pace. Sometimes I'm going 15 or 16 a minute pace, depending on how long I'm going, how many reps my goal is, what kind of time I have to commit to them. If I'm doing them with kettlebells at the same workout or different workouts, or just doing straight rep sets. But anyway, the burpee has turned into something that gives me a base level of fitness that really complements my kettlebell training. And it allows me to get in the necessary work in an efficient amount of time where I can continue to build and build and build. Um, as stated, for those that are coming from a hardstyle background with multiple switches or set downs as desired, they just don't have the base built up to where they can handle the formatting that I provide. And again, you don't have to do it that way, but I really think you're missing out. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to say. The burpee gets a bad reputation, in my opinion, because not because it's a bad movement, but because it's super difficult to do well and to do efficiently. And most people just don't have the strength to do them well, whether it's upper body for the push-up, whether it's, a quote unquote core strength, and they let their hips sag and they flop on the ground. But then they have to, basically manipulate how they get up. Um, they're just poorly programmed. You see them a lot in um, group fitness classes where there's 20 some odd people and one trainer, and it's just poorly. You're going to do burpees. Well, very few people in America are fit enough and strong enough to do burpees well. And you really have to either modify them or program them intelligently to get actual benefit from them. And so don't be afraid to incorporate burpees, just incorporate them intelligently. And, if you have questions, obviously, you can always reach out. And, the more questions you have or the more detailed questions you have, the easier it is to actually become a member through my website or to look into personalized programming. And that way you're getting stuff that's written for you. And then I'm adjusting it. That way you don't have to worry about am I doing this right? How can I do this better? Things like that. So anyway, that's kind of what my thoughts here on why your cardio sucks. No offense. And how we can improve it. So if you'd rather do road work, by all means do road work. If you'd rather ride your bike, make sure you're riding it hard enough and far enough to get the benefit, but absolutely ride your bike. Rowing, great. Skiing, great. Swimming, great. But these are options that not everybody has. And the burpee you can take with you anywhere. And so that's why I love it. Super effective, super efficient. Have a great day.